Hey guys, I'm coming to you from the floor of my apartment again. So I've been in Japan officially 6 months now. So I wanted to talk about some culture shocks that I've experienced while living here. A lot of friends and family have asked me about the culture shocks, and I've always said that I didn't really experience any because I've traveled here before. But when I sat down and thought about it, I realized that was a complete lie. There was a lot of things that surprised me about life in Japan. So let's get into it. Number one, the weather. So I am from New York City. I traveled to the complete other side of the world when I came to Japan. It was a 14-hour direct flight. I did not expect the weather to be exactly the same. Like freezing cold, dry winters, and super humid hot summers. Everyone kind of online has scared me about how hot Japan is, so I thought it was for some reason going to be hotter than New York, but it's really not, and it's not more humid either. For example, the weather today in Kochi, Japan is 30 degrees Celsius, which is about what, like 86, 87 degrees Fahrenheit, and the humidity is 55%. The weather today in New York is also 30 degrees, but the humidity is 87%. Today is July 12th, 2021. So yeah, I didn't expect to have the same exact weather. Sorry, my camera just died on me. But yeah, I think the only difference between New York weather and Japan weather, which isn't the weather at all, is just in New York, we cope with the weather by dressing in like tank tops, dresses, shorts. Whereas in Japan, people dress super conservatively. For example, today I went to the Sunday market, which is like an outdoor farmer's market here in Kochi, and everyone was wearing pants and long sleeves. It was 30 degrees out. Pants and long sleeves, and I was wearing a dress. It was a normal dress, like short sleeves. It came up to here. It was actually pretty, I thought, conservative dress. Went down to my knees, and people were looking at me like I was naked. Like, I'm used to being stared at because I'm a foreigner, but this was a different stare. This was a like, girl put on some clothes stare. Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's kind of neutral. It was just different from me. Speaking of clothes, my next point, number 3, is buying clothes in Japan isn't difficult as a foreigner. The way that all foreigners I've seen online talk about Japan, I expected to be this huge difference. I thought I wasn't gonna fit into anything here. I thought it was gonna be so hard to find shoes and clothes, but actually when I first moved here, I went to Uniqlo. I had to buy a bunch of clothes for work, and I bought everything too big because I thought like, oh, I'm a size small in America, I must be like a size like large in Japan. So I bought all of these clothes that are now huge on me because I had this misconception about what buying clothes would be like as a foreigner in Japan. There's a lot of tall people here, like over 6 foot. Even if you are an XL foreigner and you can't find things that fit you here, you can get anything off of Amazon Japan. Point number 4 is you don't have to worry about packing your suitcase full of deodorant because you can get anything off of Amazon Japan. And maybe this is new just in recent years, I'm not sure. But yeah, every like video I saw about moving to Japan was like, pack your suitcase full of deodorant, you can't buy it here. But yeah, Amazon Japan, you can get anything. Or iHerb.com, that's where I get most of my stuff because I'm a health nerd. So here's something I don't like about living in Japan. It is a cash-based society. So when I want to order off of Amazon Japan, I have to pay at the convenience store. I cannot just pay with my credit card or debit card online unless I use my American credit card and debit card. As a foreigner here in Japan, it's really hard, if not impossible, to get a credit card or a debit card. When you get your bank account here, you're giving a cash card, which you can use to get money out of the ATM, and you're gonna have to pay a fee every time you take money out of the ATM, which kind of sucks. So that's something I don't like about Japan. I have to pay all of my bills at the convenience store in person. Some people say it's really convenient, I can pay my bills at the convenience store. I think it's not convenient. In New York, all of my bills got taken off of my credit card like automatically. I didn't have to think about it. Now I'm like late for my bills all the time because I have to physically go somewhere to pay them. Another thing I don't love about Japan, which is my point number, where are we now, 6 or 7? Garbage is hard AF. It's not just like meticulous about how you sort it, but it's really hard to actually throw out your trash. But you have to actually go physically to another place to throw out this trash, and it's only once a month. At least that's how it is in my city. If you miss this once a month trash day, you will be stuck with your garbage for a whole other month. Like a whole other month. And if you miss that day, then another month. So I had like trash sitting in my hallway for like 3 months. Also, you can't bring your trash outside the night before, and the trash day for burnables is only twice a week. So to cope with this, I started putting my food trash in my freezer so that my apartment wouldn't smell in between trash days. Yeah, I think I was a bit spoiled in New York. Like, whenever the trash started to smell, you can just take it outside, you can bring it down, put it in front of your building. So yeah, trash here is another thing that I don't like about living in Japan. But really, those are the only 2 things I don't like about living here. Other than that, I love it. I feel super lucky that I get to experience this country. So I have one more cultural shock on my list. Number 7, food is not healthy here. It's not healthier than the West, at least. A lot of people eat fast food. There's McDonald's, there's KFC, there's Burger King, there's other fast food joints. The convenience is like filled with sugary sweets and snacks and drinks, and it's all really delicious, but it's all really bad for you too. For example, the eggs at the convenience store are not real eggs. They're like this chemically developed egg that is like made to sit on the shelf for hours at a time and not like turn gray or ugly looking. I think there's this misconception in the West that Japan is a super healthy place that only eats like fish and rice and vegetables and everyone's skinny, but in reality, people are skinnier here, but I think it's just genetics. Anyway, those are my top 7 culture shocks that I've experienced so far while living in Japan. If you've had a different experience, please let me know down below. If you're living abroad in another country that isn't Japan, let me know about your culture shocks. I love to hear these stories. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.